So the band actually, a lot of their influences came from the northern soul scene, and a lot of the people in there used to take a drug called Dexedrine, and so that's why they kept the name Dexys Midnight Runners, because they would take this form of speed, I guess it was, that would make them dance all night, and so that's why you got the Midnight Runners.
That's awesome, man. Hey, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and that guy over there, who is he? Well, that's John. John is another one of my special guests appearing with me every once in a while. And you're like, what is that? Well, check back a couple episodes where I'm asking people to pull up a chair, and I'm spilling my heart out about what I'm going to do with the channel. And one of the things is forming a small group, 3 to 5 people of, reacting with me every once in a while, getting on screen. So John, how you doing, sir?
I'm great, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy you're here. As
I'm
people,
excited to be here.
yeah, as people maybe could pick up in those few words you just said, John is beaming out of the United Kingdom, and I know that there's actually a nice size audience out of the United Kingdom for my channel, which is cool. Youth, right? I guess with all the UK bands that I seem to sort of gravitate to. Do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself and where you're located and its address, street, and the whole thing?
Yeah, so I live in a county called Lincolnshire. Very sleepy, quiet. I think it's one of the largest counties, and it doesn't have a motorway. It's lots of fields, lots of tractors and caravans.
Yeah.
And I live in a sleepy little town. Yeah, out of the UK, lifelong fan of music. And interestingly, I got into this channel because I have a friend like yourself and Chris, and we've been doing mixtapes to each other since we were sort of 14, 15 years old and discussing and doing exactly the same thing. So I'm delighted to be doing this.
Oh, cool. And how long have you been sort of connected to the channel? Was it like from the very beginning? Because I started in October of 2020, or was it a little bit later? And do you remember that first reaction, that first song that we reacted to, that you're like, oh, who are these guys? What's this channel about? Do you remember that?
I reckon it would have been in sort of February time, something like that. And the first song was definitely the Smiths song.
Okay.
Because I had not seen anyone react to the Smiths. There's loads of them now, but I hadn't seen them then.
Yeah.
And the first one I really remember thinking, wow, was Roxy Music, Mother of Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of view Roxy Music a bit, all the hits, but this is obviously an album track.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. And I absolutely loved it. And I loved the discussion as well, really.
Yeah.
And that's what drew me.
I actually reacted to that one, and I love that. That blew me away. Talk about blown away. Yeah. Mother of Pearl. Yeah. Oh my God. His voice is so distinct. I love it, that band, and just everything, the pacing on that too. The cadence, just the way he was just, singing those lyrics. Oh my God, it was so good. Anyway, yeah, but I'll pull it back with that. But yeah, happy. Oh, and also, if it's okay, can I tell them your last name as your handle, John Taskmaster? Because John, you're like, oh, I know that guy. John is, and that's another reason why John is with me today, because John would engage with so many of the song reactions, and you a patron, right? For the Ko-fi, which I appreciate. And so just through that connection and the engagement, and I try my best to also write back, respond. So there was been some kind of back and forth and like that. So when I was in a position to sort of form this small group, it's like, John jumped out right away, a few people, and John was included. So I'm so happy you said yes. And so people are like, okay, I've been sitting here for 3-4 minutes now, and I see the song, on YouTube, which I don't know right now because John's going to give me a song. So, but everyone is sitting there right now watching this recording, like, I see it. Can you please like get to it? So I'm gonna say, John, what do you got for me tonight?
So I thought I'd give you something a little bit different, Greg. The band is Dexys Midnight Runners, who you probably heard of. Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. That's it. That's it.
I don't know what transfers to the States. In this country, they're sort of well known for that. And the song is There, There, My Dear.
There, There, My Dear. Yeah, I mean, it's just Come on, Eileen. I think I've heard maybe something else, two other things, but I couldn't probably recite it, and definitely don't know song names. So it could be
good.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I hope I don't know it, but yeah. So let me go and let me check it out. I love that song. I mean, it got played so much here in the United States, and blew them up. And it got to the point where it's like, all right, no more, Don't come on, Eileen, just go, keep going. Well, only because it was like played so much. Now, if I hear it now, it is a refreshing retro trip back. And I can I'm like, oh, that's an old friend. Come on in, sit down, stay a while, it's nice to see you, So let me go check this out, and I'll come back. I'll let you know.
See you on the other side.
So right off the bat, this is really good. So there's a ska influence, right, behind this. Not sure if I picked up on that with the Come On Eileen song, and I don't really know much other stuff from this band than that song. I think I've heard a couple of things, but not this one. This one's pretty cool. I wonder if this is earlier or after Come On Eileen, because I'm noticing that the lead singer has the mustache. I don't remember him having that when that song and that band really hit it big in the 80s. So yeah, but this is really cool. I love the horns. Oh, and I love the chord changes. I love the chord changes. It's effective. It's doing something, right? It's doing something for me. It really is. It makes it really interesting. All right, cool. I'll pull it back a little bit, and I'll try to shut up the rest of the way. There he is, the little mustache.
Bass too. That chord change. That chord change. Yeah, I love it.
searching for the young soul rebels. I've been looking everywhere. I can't find them. The thing is, I think you've hidden them, and I'm not saying it's time for advice or you should start saying what I do or anything like that. I'm just saying one thing. I think it's time, without doubt. In fact, it's well overdue for you to start thinking about it, or maybe even realise you should. Welcome to New Soul Vision. 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 Only way to change is the showman who raised me. I never not try to explain. And you never see who it is. You bent your rules with another game rubbing. I didn't do your records, but you let another only waste. We want to put my life in your resistance.
Hey man, I like this song a lot. I really did. And what's really interesting, this sound seems of course it's a different song, but the sound actually seems to like have that ska type of drive, you know, you have the horns, you have this guy doing that kind of that thing with his mouth, like a or something. He does like several times. You just get that sort of feel, and the horns are kind of coming in and doing that whole thing. The lead singer, I don't know his name, but he's doing this kind of like movement. And the bass is also of that sort of genre, of that style. But I liked it. And what I liked about it was, especially as the song was going on, I was just picking up on how energetic. There was just so much energy in that song and in that performance too, right? Because that seems to be a live version. It's coming from, I don't know if it's a concert. Just I kind of looked at the information a little bit that came with it. It looks like it was like a TV show, whatever.
Yeah.
But they also say that it's like a fest or something. So who knows? So, but there was energy, and I love the chord changes. I actually mentioned that in the reaction, that really made the song so interesting to me.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Liked it. And so my question to you is this before? He also had a little bit of a mustache. I don't remember that guy having a mustache when Come On Eileen was, really came on big. So I don't know if this is before or maybe a little bit later after, so tell me when this came out.
So this came out in 1980, really early.
I think this is before Come On Eileen.
Come On Eileen's like 83, something like that.
Okay.
Without looking it up.
Yeah.
This was their first album called Searching for the Young Soul Rebels. And they were really interesting. So they'd had a blow-up #1 hit in the UK with a song called Gino, which again is the same sort of style. So it's really based in that sort of soul, R&B, tight band, full of passion, full of energy. They were almost like a military group, the way they organized themselves, and they were drilled. There's really some famous stories. There's a lot of documentaries, you can look it up on YouTube, where they weren't happy with the record company, so they actually broke into the record company at night and stole their master tapes off them in a sort of military operation. Kevin Rowland is the name of the lead singer. He is a really interesting guy, very committed. He has a great soulful voice. They're still going to this day, and yeah, really powerful. And the album and this song really struck me as the energy that it just pops through. And I'm a sucker for brass.
They're really going, even today. They're still a band.
Yeah.
Wow. They're still the original band lineup, or some changes?
No, they've changed quite a bit over the years. So the main guy on the trombone that does a lot of the solos, a guy called Jimmy, he kind of got rid of him just around about or just after Come On Eileen. The lady who was who played the fiddle on Come On Eileen is still with them. There are some other changes, but yeah, he's still going. You can see clips of him on YouTube from a year or two ago. He's a lot older. The voice isn't quite as high as it used to be, but then I guess none of us are.
I love that voice. That
But
voice is so strong. It's unique, right? And it, yeah, you know, because there's a sort of a sort of a, I was gonna say quirky. Quirky could be really good, you know, quirky, different. You know, you could just tell that with this song, if it's 1980, right, their first album. I mean, now I'm trying to think like back to what was playing around 1980. You know, this band, you know, there had to be some you know, eyes and ears going like, whoa, what is this? You know, this is different. You know, as you know, we talked a lot about, you know, on this channel about post-punk. You know, what is that? You know, it's you know, there was punk and then there's beyond after punk. And so what was sort of coming out of after the punk days, right? And well, you can just take this band and this sound and you throw it right up there. You know, they remind me a little bit about what compared to the Specials, you know, just this song, you know, right? I think Chris and I did one Special song, and weren't they ska? I think that was this. Yeah, yes. They had a ska sound. So this song reminded me of that a little bit.
So the band, actually, a lot of their influences came from the Northern Soul scene, and a lot of the people in there used to take a drug called Dexydrine, and so that's why they kept the name Dexys Midnight Runners, because they would take this form of speed, I guess it was, that would make them dance all night. And so that's why you get the Midnight Runners.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and there's another really interesting thing about that video is you probably only see him for about 5 seconds in it, but there's a keyboard player, and that keyboard player is Mick Talbot, who then became partner of Paul Weller in the Style Council.
Yeah, Mick Talbot. That's actually a name. Yeah, that rings a bell. That rings a bell for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. You know, wasn't the lead guitarist for, what was that band that Chris and I just did? There's a really popular band that scored a couple of hits in the 90s, and that guitarist actually joined Paul Weller's band. I'm just trying to.
I think it was like the guy from Ocean Colour Scene.
Yes, that's it. That's the band. Yeah. Yep.
I can't remember the name of the guitarist, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. So, you know, thanks for that information. You know, before I jump back on, I had just pulled up the lyrics really quickly. I was smitten by the sound, you know, and I'm not really, you know, trying to figure out what the lyrics are, but I'm like, so I'm going to go to my old trusty pal, genius.com, the lyric website, and a contributor on here. And I had not looked, I just pulled it up. I just typed in the song name and I said, I'm going to get to it when John and I talk. So my first time looking at this, and there's a contributor who says, in the liner notes of Searching for the Young Soul Rebels, the title of this song is, so I guess that's the name of the album, right? Okay. The title of this song is followed by the phrase, old clothes do not make a tortured artist. There's a certain irony to this, given how carefully managed and manicured Dexys' presentation was on each album, with the entire band dressing like dock workers, coal miners, accountants. Old clothes indeed. And then this person goes into, who is Robin exactly? Something of a mystery. Is it a takedown of a famous artist? Is it simply a friend from the neighborhood? One common suggestion is that Robin is essentially the entire UK music scene of the era. This is right. You're laughing. Maybe this person's onto something there. This is Dexys' mission statement as a band. They aim to cut through the fakes and the poses and deliver a lasting statement of sincere artistic merit. That's really cool. What do you think? Does that?
Yeah, that rings complete bell. Yeah. They kind of had a manifesto. And this song in particular, they were proclaiming, you know, that's why he's searching for the young soul rebels, because he doesn't see them anywhere. And I've read about it, and no one really knows who Robin is, but it's kind of an amalgamation of everybody hates, which in particular would have been the music industry in the UK at the time, because that's the kind of guy he is.
So I'll just read a little bit of the lyrics off. Dear Robin, hope you don't mind me writing. It's just there's more than one thing I need to ask you. Yes. You're so anti-fashion. So wear flares instead of dressing down all the same. It's just that looking like that I can express my diss at. Robin, let me explain. Though you'd never see me in a million years. Keep quoting Cabaret, Berlin, Burroughs, J. So he's basically he's identifying somebody who is not really connected to his scene, right?
Yeah.
Am I onto that? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the suits, the fake suits.
yeah. So he's bringing that up. You know, he's pointing that out to this person. And I don't believe you really like Frank Sinatra. So this person might be sort of you know, a lot of hot air, you know, just kind of citing, what, sounds interesting, and all that.
Yeah.
But, do you really like all those folks, all those singers, that music that you cite? You're always so happy. How the hell? You're like a dumb patriot. Yes, 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 yes. You're supposed to be so angry. Why not fight? Let me benefit from your right. I wonder if that's a political thing.
Yeah.
Don't you know the only way to change things is to shoot men who arrange things?
Yeah, it's a great line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dear Robin, yeah. I'd try and explain, but you'd never see in a million years. Well, you've made, this sounds a little bit like, Ray Davies writing this, because Davies was always writing against the establishment, right?
Yeah.
You've made your rules, but we don't know that game. Robin, I'd listen to your records, but your logic's far too lame. And I'd only waste 3 valuable minutes of my life with your insincerity. And I think there's a lot more lyrics, so I won't. Yeah. Wow. That is really, I'm going back to that song, man. I'm putting this on a playlist. Yeah. That is the true, did Greg really like it? When I say I'm going to put it on a playlist, I mean it. And I mean that, I'm going back to the song. I can't wait, so get the hell off now and let me go back now. Hey, this is really good, man. You struck gold with this first song request for me. So
good.
You kind of raised the bar pretty high. I guess watching the videos right from the past, I always talk about the bar raised high. John, you kind of screwed it a little bit, because you actually did raise the bar pretty high. So that what you bring now, next time, it's got to be as good or better.
Oh, it will be. It will.
All right, cool. All right, John, you want to take us out?
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you liked it, Greg. It was something a little bit different. As I said before, I'm a sucker for brass. So if anything else, it always cheers me up. So I'm really glad you liked it and listened to your playlist. Thanks very much for listening for my request. And we'll see you all next time on Into the Music.
See ya.